at the prestigious $1 Million Roundtable, London's Royal College of Surgeons, and the Mayo Clinic, to name a few. Humor is a big part of his presentations, for he believes when you're laughing, you're learning. You're in for a treat tonight. Please help me give a warm APC welcome for psychologist Bruce Christopher.
Hello, APC. How are you?
He's a highly sought-after speaker. He speaks over 150 times a year, and humor is a very important part of his talks. He believes when you're laughing, you're learning. Ladies and gentlemen, the psychologist and humorist is in. Please help me welcome Bruce Christopher.
He believes when you are laughing, you are learning. Believe me, you are all in for a great treat. So please join me in welcoming Bruce Christopher. The psychologist is in.
Hello, everybody. What an honor to be in front of you.
Give a very warm welcome for second time in a row TBSE appearance. Give a warm TBSE welcome wearing the psychology hat, Bruce Christopher.
Hello, TBSE. I am now wearing the psychologist hat because I am a psychologist. I don't deal with this stuff here, I deal with this stuff here. Actually, I like to think of myself as an attitudologist. I am an attitudologist. Everyone in this room has an attitude. If you've got an IQ, you've got an attitude. And your attitude can be pretty good or it can be pretty bad. And if your attitude is bad enough for a long period of time, you turn into what's called a difficult person. How many of you have ever met a difficult person in your life? How many of you are sitting next to them right now? Look at them. It's true. They say that 1 out of 3 adults, think about this, 1 out of 3 adults is in fact a difficult person, 1 out of 3. So ladies and gentlemen, everyone look to your left, look at that person. Look to your right, look at that person. And if it's neither of them, well, it's you. You're it. Good morning. How are you today? All right. I'm excited to be here with you this morning because I get to talk about one of my favorite topics, and that is the differences between men and women. Why are women so strange and men so weird? And you probably noticed at this time in your life that, yes, there's something going on out here. And so whenever you do a program or a seminar, you need to make kind of the professional practice connection. So let me make that connection for you, and I'll ask you a question and answer honestly. How many of you in your professional experience, somewhere along the line, can actually recall having a conversation with someone of the opposite sex? Has it ever happened to anyone in the room? They're everywhere. You can't get rid of them. They're your patients, they're your teammates, they're your friends. Sometimes we marry them and live with them, and that's an exciting challenge. And you're going to get a 6-hour seminar in about an hour here, and I'm going to talk very fast, but I'm going to give it to you. I'm going to show you how men and women actually speak a different language. Did you know that? Men and women think differently, and we make decisions differently. This is a true story. This is a true story. I was visiting my father, Jack, a few years ago, and he had had some eye surgery. Nothing serious, but he had some eye surgery, so he had some stitches, right? And so we're talking, and the newspaper fell off his lap onto the floor. And so he bent over to pick up the newspaper, and he popped a stitch. And some blood was coming out, So nothing serious, but, obviously had to go to the doctor and get it, fixed up. So he was scheduled at breakfast with his best buddy, Johnny. Johnny and Jack were going to have breakfast tomorrow morning, and so he had to call and cancel because he had to go to the doctor. And so he calls up Johnny, and I can hear Johnny on the other end of the line. I'm not embellishing. My dad goes, "Johnny, I can't go to breakfast tomorrow because my eye's bleeding." And Johnny goes, "Okay, bye." Click. No details at all. It's like, are your eyeballs hanging out of your head? Should we call an ambulance? Your eye's bleeding. Are you okay? Hilarious. Husband and wife are in the counseling couch, and the wife says to me in front of the husband, she'll say, "You know what, Bruce? My husband never tells me anything. And then I ask him, ladies fill in the blank, he says, well, honey, I tell you. Isn't that strange? What's going on? Well, we actually have a language difference here. He speaks in bottom line, she speaks in historical narrative detail. So at the end of the day, she'll ask him, she'll say, hi, honey, how was your day today? He answers bottom line, fine. This means nobody died, and I still have a job. I mean, that's the bottom line. But when she asks the question, how was your day? She wants some detail. She wants some historical narrative. She wants to know, how was your day? How was 8 o'clock? How was 9? How was 10? Was 10 more like 8 or more like 9? It's amazing we communicate it all, isn't it? A few years ago, my associate who worked for me at that time was a female, and is a female to this very day, actually. She told me the story. Her husband comes home Friday afternoon, true story. Husband comes home and he bursts into the kitchen and he says, and he makes this announcement. He says, honey, my sister had her baby today. And what does she want to know? Yeah, was it a boy or a girl? Was it difficult delivery? How much did it weigh? What'd they name the child? Can I call them? And he turns to her and says, man, I didn't even think to ask those questions. Those are a lot of questions to ask. You can think of it like newspaper. Men speak in headlines, women speak in story, right? So he just gave the headline, baby born, mother lives. I hit the water, splash, and I come back up and I break the surface of the water. And what do you think my emotional response was when I broke the surface of the water? Yeah, man, that was great. Let's do it again. I mean, I'm telling you, I went from terror to thrillment. Is that a word? Thrillment? That's a good word. I went from terror to thrillment in a second. How can that be? It's because I have something. And you have it too. It's common in our humanity. And I'm going to draw a picture of it for you on the flip chart here, if the camera can come in close. I've got one, you've got one, and here it is. It's called a comfort, what? Zone. I've got a comfort zone, and you've got a comfort zone. And I am most comfortable when I am in the middle of my comfort zone. Wearing a dress, apparently. This is a Freudian slip. As you can see today, I am outside of my comfort zone. So let's put a goatee on here so we know it's me and the funny hair. I am most comfortable when I am in the middle of my comfort zone. And you know, most of us are. Most of us, our goal in life in a single day is to play it safe. Let's not do anything too risky. But if you begin to move to the edge of your comfort zone, and that's where the excitement is, right? At the edge. You begin to feel something, and it's called fear. And most of us will turn around and go back to the middle of our comfort zone because it's a lot more comfortable there. Thank you. But if through the power of your amazing cerebral cortex, you can take what's called a calculated risk and break through your comfort zone, that's what you need to do in order to become more confident. Because every time you turn away from a fear, your comfort zone becomes more powerful. And then it turns into a comfort callus, and then a comfort wart, and then a comfort fence, and then a comfort wall, and then a comfort castle, and then a comfort fortress, and eventually a comfort prison, until you become one of those people who live their lives ruled by their fears. But as I said, if you can talk yourself through, take a calculated risk and break through your comfort zone, an amazing thing happens. You have a tremendous release of energy. I call it the woohoo moment. Woohoo! And that's what I felt when I jumped into the water. But here's the best part. Most people don't know this. When you break through a comfort zone, your comfort zone expands in size and volume. It becomes larger. And this is what we call confidence. Confidence is the behavioral expansion of your comfort zone. And I say behavioral because you have to do it with your body. I mean, I could have read a book on how to jump off cliffs. That wouldn't have done it. I could have taken a motivational seminar, how to effectively jump off cliffs and not die. That wouldn't have done it. I had to do it with my body and do it personally, and I did. And I'm proud to tell you that jumping off that cliff on Lake Vermilion is within my new expanded comfort zone. Bungee jumping is not. Jumping out of an airplane with a parachute, no way in heck am I ready to do that. Has anyone in this room jumped out of an airplane with a parachute? Yes, yes, look at you all. Brave people, brave people. I'm proud of you. I'm not ready for that. Number 9, true or false? Men appear to be more attentive than women when they are listening. Big time false, big time false. And I'll tell you why. It's because since birth, women have been trained to look like they're listening. Let me demonstrate. I need a female volunteer from the audience. Monica, thank you so much. Give Monica a hand as she comes up to help. Thank you. Thank you for volunteering. Come on up. I appreciate that. Here you go. Thank you. And if you would have a chair right here. Now, Monica is a woman. And I'm going to be a woman again. And we are 2 women, 2 best friends having lunch at our favorite restaurant. And you happen to be in the same establishment and you're noticing our body language. Audience, tell us, what do we look like as 2 women who really enjoy each other's company? What's our body language? Tell us. We lean into each other. Very good, because that shows interest. That's a sign of interest. So I'm a woman, you're interested in what I'm saying, so kind of lean in a little more. Okay, good. And what else do we do? Eye contact, very smart. For how long would you guess? It's 12 seconds before we look away, which is really a long time. That's a long time. Let's try it. I'll count, okay? I'll bet you'll be good at this. Here we go. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Was that hard for you? It was really hard for me. Oh. And the reason is because how long do 2 men look at each other for? 2 or 3 seconds. You guys are so smart. It's true. Ladies, haven't you noticed we men are always not looking at you? Right? You know, we got like 2 or 3 seconds. We're like 1, 2, 3, and we're like, talk to the ceiling now. What's up there? We're like 1, 2, 3, and who was that? Who was that? Who walked by? And how do you interpret that? If men don't look at you, what does that mean? You're not listening, or worse, that he's hiding something from you. He seems rather shifty, doesn't he? I mean, I've done this in sales training and everything. I get letters back from men. I decided to just look at women longer, and it's actually increased my sales numbers just by doing that. Yeah, really. Everyone go, Okay, so we're 2 women. We're leaning in, having eye contact. What else do we do? We touch each other, yeah. Touch me, I'm a woman. That was kind of a pat, but it was good. And then we make what are called listening noises. What's a listening noise? You're kidding! No way! Touch me one more time. Okay, very good. Give her a hand. Awesome job. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Be careful. All right, now we need a male volunteer. Drew, I think it's got to be you. Come on up here, Drew. Give Drew a hand. Yes. It's a long ways. Now, Drew's a man, and I'm going to be a man again. And we're 2 men, and we're having lunch at our... Are you okay? Yeah. And as two men, you can see the first thing we do is we create space. We may then even cross our legs or put our hands in front of ourselves in order to protect our genitals from one another. And then we do the 3-second rule of eye contact. Did you see that game? Yeah. And then we just gotta check in. Are you still there? Yes, you are. Give Drew a hand. Awesome. Very good. Thank you.